Our company started over dinner. A few years ago, we had the opportunity to go out to dinner at the Black Shirt Brewing Company in Denver, Colorado, with an executive from a leading property management system company. The topic of dinner that night, revenue management, and specifically, what portion of the independent hotels on their PMS platform had a revenue management system attached to the PMS. As it turns out, very few. In fact, we later learned that 90% of the independent hotels out there don't have an RMS attached to their PMS. So how are they deriving hotel room pricing? We didn't think the world needed another revenue management system. So instead, we left dinner that night inspired to build a fully autonomous, AI-based revenue management service. Now, one quick note. The PMS executive that night shared our enthusiasm for an AI-based pricing service, but they cautioned it would have to be advanced. When we asked how advanced, they said as sophisticated as the pricing you find on Amazon.com and Alibaba, the Amazon of China. We smiled. Now's a good time to mention that my two co-founders are both tenured academic professors in the fields of machine learning and artificial intelligence. And both professors have done consulting work on pricing algorithms for, you guessed it, Alibaba. In fact, one of those professors is with us here today, all the way from Hong Kong. We coded our pricing service from scratch using the latest academic research in machine learning and artificial intelligence. And in December of 2021, we went live with our first hotel customer, the Yorktown Beach Hotel in Yorktown, Virginia. In a minute, you will hear from Matt Bowery, the hotel GM, and he will tell you that he has not set a single price since. Over the past 18 months, we've continued to add more hotel customers and more partners. PMS partners like Stay in Touch, Muse, and Opera, and data partners like OTA Insight for competitor pricing and NOAA for weather data. At this point in the pitch, you're probably asking yourself 3 questions. 1, does it work? 2, are customers willing to pay for it? And 3, does it scale? I'm happy to say the answer to all 3 questions are yes, yes, and yes. And now let's hear from Matt.
My name is Matt Bowery. I'm the owner and general manager and oftentimes front desk clerk at the Yorktown Beach Hotel located here in Yorktown, Virginia. And I just wanted to provide my experience with PricingService.ai. They have been just fantastic group to work with. I can't tell you how much more efficient I feel like I am with my time. Alleviates having to spend the hours a week that I was working on rates to make sure that we were capturing all of the future dates, the specific dates, as well as just demand that was changing. So I highly recommend the service and look forward to working with them for many years to come.
Now, we know our pricing service works. You just heard from Matt that it works for him. But let's end our pitch today by asking the definitive AI expert what she thinks. ChatGPT, what role will AI play in hotel revenue management? And as a follow-on question, ChatGPT, do you see a future where AI powers fully autonomous hotel room pricing? Thank you very much.
Fantastic timing, Matt. 1 second left on the clock.
I waited to the very end, just for dramatic effect.
AI time. Judges, please.
You talked about revenue increasing for these properties. Can you tell us a little bit about how that's really working out in the field?
Sure. So what we found at the hotels where we've gone live is 2 major effects. One is for the hotels, that 90% that don't have a revenue manager or a revenue management system, oftentimes the GM or someone else at the hotel was setting the price, and that was taking them 10 to 15 hours a week. We've given them all that time back to spend on creating amazing guest experiences and working on coaching associates. And 2, on the revenue side, every hotel that we've gone live with has seen a revenue increase from what they were pricing with before.
And how do you make money, just to follow up with that?
I'm
What's
sorry?
your revenue model?
Our revenue model is $1 per room per month, And we have no upfront costs, no implementation costs. If a hotel that we meet on the show floor said, hey, Matt, we have a 90-day free trial, so anyone who wants to go to info@PricingService.ai, you can sign up for a 90-day free trial. If someone came to us and said, hey, we're on one of your PMS platforms, we want to try it out, we connect with that PMS platform, usually within 48 hours, and we're up and running. It's a very simple onboarding process. We want to know if there's any special days, if there's a price floor, room type hierarchies, very simple questions, and we're up and going. And the math is extremely scalable. One of the professors wrote the pricing algorithm, or much of it, for Didi, the Uber of China. And so the pricing had to work in 1.5 seconds. So all of our algorithms run in milliseconds.
So
Matt, talk to me about special events, and sometimes things in markets can drop in like a year down the road, and tell me how nimble the program is.
Yeah, so as I mentioned earlier, we take into consideration thousands of variables. There's over 10,000 that the models consider, weather being one, events and sporting events. And take events to that example. Let's say that Taylor Swift were to announce that she's going to add a third day somewhere. And let's say she makes that announcement at midnight. Most revenue managers are asleep. Most revenue management systems aren't set to adjust that way. Our system is going in every few hours and automatically resetting prices for every room type for the next 365 days. We will see that demand signal and automatically reprice. And we're also working on pulling in external event data through an API, another partner that's not announced yet, and that'll pull in some of that event data as well. But for example, in Denver, Colorado, where I'm from, when the Nuggets made the playoffs, yay Nuggets, we immediately saw a spike. You know, when in Vegas, where you're from, Shannon, when the Vegas Knights made it to the NHL Stanley Cup, you know, you immediately see a spike, and oftentimes the systems and the people aren't there to react. Our system it never sleeps, never calls in sick, never goes on vacation. It's always there 24/7 looking on your behalf.
So, yeah, Matt, can you just elaborate a little bit on your data acquisition strategy to train the models?
Yeah, so our model's been running, like I said, live since December of 21. It works in two forms. One, on the micro hotel specific level, but two, macro across all the hotels in the platform, which are anonymized, so it's seeing that way. And if you look at the data that's coming in, I mentioned we partner with OTA Insight, so if you have a comp set, whether you're an OTA Insight customer or not, we can pull in your comp set data. We already pull in all the weather, forecast, and historical. We pull in event data on both, like I said, concerts, festivals, et cetera, as well as sporting event data. And then you can put in any special days that you want. So for example, in Yorktown, there's a day called Yorktown Day that commemorates that day in the fall. And that day is probably not on anyone else's, calendar except for in Yorktown, Virginia. And so for those folks, we know in advance, and the model learns. So, hey, next year it's Yorktown Day again. Oh, wait a minute, Yorktown Day switched from a Saturday to a Friday. I better automatically adjust the prices on Friday. So if you think of holidays like July 4th, it's smart enough to figure that out.
Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, Matt, Pricing Service. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
We honor to announce the People's Choice Award. You guys voted. You were faster than the judges, may I add? And for that, I would like to invite up on stage Matt, Pricing Services. Congratulations. Go to the center. Well, thank you for attending this edition of E20X. Lyle, thanks for inspiring us. Congratulations to the winners, but also to all that presented here, because I believe that your ideas are worthy living and then some. So please do not get down on not winning today, because in my opinion, you did. Congratulations to all of you. Please go and visit them at the exhibit hall in the pavilion of E20X. Thank you, enjoy the show, and till next year.